Well, hello there, and good evening. Thank you for joining me. I am Frost PDP, and today we are looking at the Dev Diary for Crusader Kings 2. We're going to talk a little bit about the Dev Diary, and we're going to talk a little bit about my channel and the series and everything, but right now, let's start with the obvious. First off, we have adopted Shattered Retreat. Ping-ponging is going to be gone, so I know it's in here somewhere. Ping-ponging. See? Ping pong. That was the old practice where when an army, like, say, this one got defeated, it would go to Verona, and the victorious army would just follow it and beat it up some more and beat it up some more, and you would have no ability to defend yourself. That's gone. Peasants die automatically when they lose, which might be disappointing if you were playing a game and you had a large peasant revolt on your hand that was actually gaining ground, like at 50%, and then you just stack wipe them, but hey, whatever. But nobles within your realm will have a safe haven, so that's pretty good to know. That means it's going to make putting down rebellions a little more difficult, or rather, faction revolts, because, hey, let's face it, they're going to smack you around a little bit more. They've also added something, and I'm not 100% sure how they plan for this to work, but they've added the ability for your damaged army to reinforce its levies directly rather than the holding. Meaning you can choose, if you want, to employ the garrison levies immediately by dismissing and re-raising, which is the old way of doing it. You had to be in your own territory, you would dismiss, you would re-raise, regather your troops. So again, to use this map, like, I own Verona, I have an army here that's weak, but my garrison at Verona is almost full, I can stand this down and bring this back up. But if this is an enemy territory, I would lose half my troops, or whatever. I'm not going to get too into that. Anyway, this is going to be different, or you can decide it's too risky, since your army will be split and you have to reunite. So again, if you're in Verona and then here, you'd have to group them all back in one place, and if they're split up, they can get picked off. You can instead choose to have your army stand back and rest for a while and slowly be refilled. I'm not sure how they're going to make that a choice, to be honest. That's kind of where I'm left wondering and scratching my head, because the old system is known to players. It works. It was always exploited. The AI would never stand down or erase. So if you left an AI enemy with, let's say, 1/10 of its troops up, it would never engage you in combat, but it would also not know to dismiss and re-raise. Now the AI is going to be able to replenish its troops, which is a good thing for balance, because it's going to stop lobbying. Oh, well, we'll get to that in a minute. But I don't know how you're going to make it a choice. Is there going to be like a button you toggle? Is it going to be in the intrigue tab where it's going to be lost forever? I don't know how that works. So the equation on losses has been changed too. It used to be exponential amounts. Again, I'm not a math genius here, but 2 million casualties doesn't sound right. That sounds like the plague, not the sword. At least not the sword in one shot. So there's math. You're free to look at this on your own. I mean, it's on Paradox's forums, so have fun with that. And besides simple mechanic changes, there's improvements to the AI to give players a better challenge, focusing on making allied AIs coordinate better between themselves, so Carlings, have fun with that. And the Mogul AI has been given its balls back, which is the thing apparently. I guess they were castrated. So if if nomads weren't overpowered before, they are now. So those are the changes that are being announced in Dev Diary 9. I'm not going to go back through the old ones, because you can do that yourself. The point is, this has me energized to play again. These are some significant changes. Shattered Retreat is huge. I'm no longer going to feel as a player that one battle is going to decide my fate. I'm no longer going to be in this position where it's like, oh well, I lost this battle, time to surrender. Like with my Charlemagne campaign, when Widukind showed up with 10,000 troops and I had 3, I thought for sure I was done. I got out of that, but like having a way to reinforce my troops would have given me a way to get back up to the 4 or 5k I was able to, and actually pose a challenge much easier. It would have been better in the Lombard War too. I guess it's going to work the other way. I mean, enemies are going to be able to regroup and regain strength, but that's okay. Speaking of my Charlemagne campaign, you may have noticed the video quality has sucked. I apologize for that. I think I've mentioned before, but since this is sort of like a mini state of the channel or Frost Thoughts, I moved into a city with a new apartment with my girlfriend, where I'm working a full-time job that requires, the usual 8 to 3, but then another, what, 3, 4, sometimes 5 hours of work. So I typically work like 9, 10 hours a day, so I don't get to play very much. And since I'm in this new apartment, I don't even have a desk yet. My old desk has been deemed unworthy, not quite by me, but by everyone around me. So, I mean, it was in bad shape. I'll put up a picture or something, I don't know. It was in bad shape, it was on its way out, and I think it could have been used as a temporary desk, but I've been overruled in that department, so I've ordered a new desk. I'm going to be bringing my main computer home with me next time I'm at home, which means I'm going to have my real computer that I play CK2 at. So the video quality's been bad because I'm playing on a laptop. I did discover one thing that hopefully doesn't change checksums and screw my Iron Man game up, but I've learned that you can set the trees not to show, and that's supposed to save a lot of resources. So following this broadcast and uploading, I'm planning to try again to play, because I really want to. Now that I see this patch out, I really want to. The other things, if CK2 doesn't work, I'm probably going to stream Master of Orion 2. I've always planned on doing like a campaign where I don't min-max and just create my own country. Like I would either have to pick one of the pre-established races, or I would have to pick only one really powerful benefit. Like I used to use creative with telepathic. I could only pick one. But if I limit myself to just using a pre-made race, I'd probably just go Mentat or Mentar, whatever they are, and just win because of creative. But Space has turned me on to a game. I'm not going to go opening new windows and everything, but it's turned me on to a game called Distant Worlds Universe, which is a compilation of other games, very similar in vein to CK2, but in space, and I kind of like that thing. I've seen some videos, notably by Quill, and it looks interesting. It looks complicated. It looks like too much for me right now with my workload, but I'm finding ways to shorten that, and it's getting better. So I have more time, but it's a lot of money that I don't have because of apartments, and I don't know if I want to invest in it yet. So, you know, if you see this, if you want me to play Distant Worlds, let me know. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll pick it up. If not, I mean, I haven't picked up Battlefront, even though I was kind of interested in that. I got sort of screwed over by the hour mark, I guess, on the beta, and I didn't get to play it, and I resent it, and they can eat me. And I've been a Battlefield player, not a Call of Duty player, so if they come up with a really good Battlefield that's not Hardline, which is basically police on steroids, then I would be happy to play a real Battlefield game. That's not Battlefield 4, or Battlefield in the streets of a city, you know, cops and robbers with automatics, because that speaks a lot to the police militarization issues that we have in this country. And I mean, I don't know if you've noticed, but you know, just today some dude went and popped off shots at a Black Lives Matter rally, so I'm not really keen on this police militarization thing. Because, yeah, those guys were just crazy racist bastards who were shooting up Black Lives Matter, but the whole reason Black Lives Matter is because of racial inequities lingering back to the legacy of slavery, so I'm not really sure what to say. I'm not interested in playing a game where I'm Rambo as a police officer. At least not like that. I mean, then again, I played Grand Theft Auto, and I was a wanton criminal running around shooting everyone equally, so I don't know, maybe that's me. But I just feel like there's something a little too wrong about, like, a good police game would be interesting, and there are scenarios where you can imagine that hero cop doing the John McClane, but, and hey, we're going to get on another topic real quick. John McClane, right? Die Hard. Bruce Willis, Die Hard. One of the best movies ever, and really relevant to today because of the inclusion of the walkie-talkie, which acts as a cell phone. These are all good things. Now they want to do a Die Hard prequel. The whole point of Die Hard was that this was a regular 1980s beat cop. Or he was a detective. He had a caseload, but he was a regular old cop who just got caught in this crazy-ass terrorist attack. And now he's the only one who can do anything about it because he happened to be lucky not to be caught. Other security guards died. I mean, some of those security guards might have been ex-cops. He's just lucky enough that he wasn't caught up in the initial attack and he was able to do something about it. But he was Joe Everyman. Like, any cop on the street you could have imagined being John McClane. And the second movie happens, and it's like, alright, well now there's a second movie, and he's done this before, but he's got to do it, and he's still like that resentful, sarcastic, you know, like, why is it always Christmas? Why is it always me? And that's fun. Then the third movie comes, and you finish it off. It's a good movie, but it's meandering. The fourth movie was interesting. I kind of liked it. The fifth movie was absolutely a terrible James Bond knockoff, and I don't know what they're going to do if they do a prequel. I'm disappointed. Anyway, I've rambled for long enough. Thank you for joining me. Hopefully this video goes up soon. Hopefully everything works. And as always, La Paz.